Okay, so as I told, you cannot directly add two polar quantities. Okay, whenever if you get such numericals, you have to convert this polar form to rectangular form, then you can add. I'll show you how to add the rectangular quantities. Now the multiplication. So you should remember always, it is very easy to use the polar forms to multiply and divide. So why, how do we do the multiplication in, when we have for example z1 is equal to r1 at angle theta, z2 is r2 at angle theta. If you want to multiply both the forms, now just you can multiply the magnitudes and add the angles, r1 into r2 at angle theta 1 plus theta 2. So you have to multiply the magnitudes and add the angles. Okay, similarly the division, if you see, for the division, see, z1 by same z1 and z2 I have considered, z1 by z2. So you are dividing the magnitudes, r1 by r2, you are dividing the magnitudes and subtracting the angles. So theta 1 minus theta 2, this is how the division is performed in the polar forms. So similarly we'll see for the certain rules for the rectangular forms also. So here usually whenever you are solving the addition type of problem, your addition or subtraction you're doing, you try to have the impedances in the rectangular form, because you can directly add or subtract the rectangular form, z1 plus z2 if you do. So real parts you have to add or subtract, and similarly the complex parts you can add or subtract, right? For the multiplication, so multiplication is also possible, but it is bit complex in rectangular form, because you have to cross multiply each and every term here. So preferably whenever you want to multiply or divide, you can convert. So you can do anything while solving the problem. If you want to multiply or if you want to divide, you can just accordingly you can convert polar to rectangular or rectangular to polar form. So if you want to really multiply the rectangular forms, same, how do we multiply a plus b into b plus a, same way. So r1 into r, this into this, so r1 r2 plus next this into this, j r1 xl2, then this into this. So j into r2 xl1, then this into this. So j into j becomes j square, it is l1 l2. So r1 r2 plus this plus this. So j square, usually the value of j square, the magnitude of j square is always equal to minus 1. You should always remember j square is minus 1. It is true in, so in complex algebra this is always true, j square equal to minus 1. Similarly if you get j cube, you can write it as j into j square. So j square is minus 1. So this becomes minus j. Similarly j raised to 4, you can write it as j square into j square, minus 1 into minus 1 becomes plus 1. So similarly j raised to 5, you can do how much in terms of j square, how many times you want to write j square into j square into j is j raised to 5, right? So minus 1 into minus 1 plus 1 into j, so this becomes plus j. You can see here, so j square is minus 1 for all, j square is minus 1. Yeah, you have to remember all these are the basics to solve the AC circuits problems when the impedance is given. Thank you.